Hello everyone, this is JPL back for another MLP review, and today I'll be reviewing an MLP fanfiction, Fallout Equestria. Now, Fallout Equestria is my all-time favorite fanfiction. This is so good. Oh, I cannot express how awesome it is. You have to read it for yourself. I will, however, highly advise that children and people with a weak heart and stomach, or family-friendly people, I cannot express enough that you probably shouldn't read it. It is not for those kind of people. There is a lot of suggestive themes and a really lot of dark and graphic part of the story. Besides that, the story is very thematic. There are a lot of themes in the story, and there are a lot of themes that we can apply to ourselves today. I will say that I'm not a person that's big on themes in the story. I would prefer if there is to be a theme, then it should be subtle. That's the way I would prefer things. But the author of the story knows exactly what she's doing, and she planned all the themes out. So good on her, mate. What else is there? Oh, I love the interaction of the characters between each other. I like the little differences with Little Pip, and how each of them can relate to an element of harmony. And it's not forcing you to say, it's like, oh, hey, this is a character. They belong to that kind of element of harmony. No. It's a characteristic that builds as the story goes on. The only complaint I will have about the story is, well, there's a couple complaints, but the main one is that it is so long. For me, myself, I've only read the story one time, and I can remember a lot of details from it. And if I am to read it again, which I would probably want to, it would take a really long time, for probably about a good half of a year. Yeah, a good half of a year. My other main problem about the fanfic is that there are parts in the story where I don't know, like, what's going on around or who's talking. It's written in a way where it's not descriptive. It doesn't tell you exactly what's in there. There are points in the story where it actually does that, but other points where it doesn't. It just states, oh, this is this kind of room. And then it's difficult to tell where each character is in correlation to the room. And also, I can't really tell who is talking because, you know, like most stories, they would say, like, character said this, but the way she would start it, she would start the thing, have a conversation, maybe, and then we find out who was saying it afterwards. It's not something I'm a big fan of, but it works for some cases. What else am I not a fan of? Okay. So, Steel Hooves. In this fanfic, Steel Hooves, besides the main character, is my favorite character. He's a character that has an awesome abilities and armor, but also he has an awesome history. I love the way they introduce the history and things in the story. I really wish that in this day and age, in our world, we had memory orbs. I would think that would be a useful item for both political and scientific methods, and probably even for personal use. Like, you want to relive moments of your life? Oh, memory orb. You can get that thing from your head and into a thing where you can relive exactly what happened. That would be a really useful tool. I'd probably want to use that so many times. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about characters in the story. They incorporate the main six in this story in an interesting way. Now, some of you might think like the main six are they don't feel the same at all. Oh, that's because she written these characters, the main six, as their older selves. They're not the same ones that we know now. They're much older in the future, and they're much developed. They've gone through things in life. And so, my only complaint about their characters that she's written is their ability to swear. There is so much swearing in this story. Like, if you guys have watched my channel, I am not a fan of swearing. It's like not something I'm like. I'm much more of a family-friendly thing. So, when I was reading the story, it was found really uncomfortable to read in some cases because, you know, there's like the family sitting over there and I'm reading, swearing over here, hoping they don't come over and find out what I'm reading here. And, yeah, that would be my only problem. And they're swearing on almost every page. My goodness. How much do you need? Anyway, what else do I want to say about these characters? Swearing, yes, I got that. Oh, the history behind the world that she's built. Oh my gosh, the history is amazing. It's so tragic. Like, you learn things just by hearing the audio files, and then also the memory orbs, and there's so much to learn from that. And it's just so sad because they're no longer alive, and it's something that happened 200 years ago. But it's still powerful to read. This fanfiction will also sometimes want to tug at your heartstrings. I'm not a person who likes that emotion, but from time to time, I do get emotional for some stories. I mainly found the most thing I was really upset was when a certain character, one with special power armor, was decapitated by diamond dogs, and yeah, that was a really upsetting part of the story because I really like that character. Also, the ending with the main character and the ultimate sacrifice, really sad because it would be really nice to see the character actually, see what world they created by doing their sacrifice. But it's sad that they don't get to see it. Alright, what else is there? Oh, the experience of reading the story. There's a lot of moments in the story where it feels like I'm actually playing the game, an actual Fallout game, with the mechanics it expresses, and it kind of feels like it with how they do all the things in the game, and it's such a great experience just reading it and then imagining how the playability goes on in your head. Another complaint is the abbreviations of long sentences like Minister of Morale, Eyes for Sparkle, and then the VATS. Those abbreviations, if I take a break from reading and keep reading, I will forget what half of those abbreviations are, and so it's annoying. Besides that, nothing much. So, is there anything else I have to say about this fanfiction before I rate it? Let's see. Oh, well, I don't think there is much to say. Alright, we've got through characters, we got through the experience of reading it, we've gone through the censorship, we've gone through the history of the story, and then what else is there? Yeah, I guess that's what I've got there. Anyway, so to rate this story, I'm rating it a 10 out of 10. It was a great story, and it's something that, if you guys haven't read yet, you should probably read. Even though it is a very long read, trust me, it's worth the read. Unless you're weak in heart, stomach, and you're a family-friendly person, then probably don't read it, I would say. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next time.